everybody out there on YouTube, and welcome to race number 10 of Season 9 NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Toyota Save Mart 350 here at Sonoma Raceway. And this is the first time ever we are racing at night at this racetrack, so this is going to be quite interesting to watch. A nighttime race here at Sonoma Raceway in Napa Valley, California. So with that said, and also a quick note, I don't know why in the qualifying times there were no laps made, but I don't know. It's just very, very weird, let's just say. But anyways, before we get to who is starting in the top 10, let's look at the point standings after last week at Talladega. Johnny Gardner leads by 26 points over both Preston Plord and Trent Dunham. 4th is Dylan Young, 5th is Tim Walsh, 6th is Katie Cochran, 7th Charles Sanford, 8th Seth Cole, 9th Pichu London, and then 10th is DJ Curtis. And man, I tell you, DJ Curtis last couple weeks has been free-falling big time in the points. In the last 2 races, he's fallen from 2nd to 10th in the standings. Maybe this week will be a good rebound week for him. Rest of the top 20, we have Matt McIntyre, Angel Navarro, Dylan Thoreau, Carson Gum, PJ Williams, Michael Norman, John Cittadino, Dorian Facepuncher, Anthony McCrory, and Austin Mongold. Drivers who are on the outside looking into the top 30 in points include Kyle Keefe, Bob Jones, Jessica Shelton, Zach Flickinger, Marco Martinez, Stephanie Naylor, JT Bryant, Dougie Shears, Daniel Gilbert, and John Arndt. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the top 10, the starting lineup. Zach Rogers is on the pole for the race. Starting next to him is Matt McIntyre. Row 2 is Sean Galligan and Sky Commons. Row 3 is Austin Mongold and Dorian Facepuncher. Row 4 is Seth Cole and Trent Dunham. And then row 5 is David Rivera and Austin LaPlante. Starting in the last row is Katie Cochran and Tim Walsh. But let's go ahead and get the command to fire engines for the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma.
Drivers, start your engines.
Pace car pulling into pit road. Just a short 10-lap event here at Sonoma, and this is going to be interesting because Zach Rogers on the pole is a go-or-go-home driver, and he's trying to go for his 2nd win of his career. He picked up a win last season when he took over for Zach Buchanan in the number 42 in Season 8. Picked up a win, I forgot where. But there could be other drivers looking for a win, potentially. But here we go. It's time to boogity go racing. And already some contact. Contact with Rogers and McIntyre. That is crazy. And they are still side by side for the lead. But now Zach Rogers gets the advantage. But Matt McIntyre is going to get him on the inside lane. Well, now he's going to fall in line. But already rough racing here in the beginning. I was looking to keep an eye on things, and whoa! Man, these 2 leaders are racing like it's the last lap here. But now Rogers is going to pull away. Let's actually look around the field to see if there's any. Whoa, there was more contact with other cars. Oh, we got one car wrecked, and that's Blaine Keys in the 88. Something happened to the 88 car, so we're going to look on the lower right of your screen what happened to the 88 of Blaine Keys. But right now, Zach Rogers has the lead by 0.4 of a second over Matt McIntyre, with Sean Galligan trying to reel in the 8 for the 2nd spot. Oh, and I just heard someone crash. And that's Chris Washer in the 35. It looked like he hit hard. Couple cars off track. I see PJ Williams is one, Anthony McCrory is another. So on the lower right of your screen, you'll see what happened to those guys. And it looked like the 35 wrecked hard because he had major damage to the front end of his machine. Coming through the S's, this is where things can get really rowdy, and just about had a wreck there with Preston Plord and DJ Curtis. That could have been a major problem. But anyways, we're coming to take lap 2 to get to lap 3 with 8 to go here at Sonoma, with Zach Rogers still leading, but Matt McIntyre slowly reeling in the leader a little bit. The 8 car seems to have a faster machine than the 9, but it's all about precision and perfection on these tracks, and also to just drive the tracks well and not overdrive corners, and you would be okay. Looking around to make sure of no accidents occurring right now as we approach the S's. Going one by one through each car to make sure there is no crashes occurring. So far we've had 2 wrecks here tonight. Whoa, contact almost with Collard and Matthews. Joshua Collard, Kyle Matthews. And I think Blaine Keys, yep, he has put his car over the wall. It's only a matter of time before Chris Washer does the same thing. Zach Rogers now manages to pull ahead by a 10th over Matt McIntyre on that lead. But Matt McIntyre ain't giving up, and Sean Galligan's still working to try to get by the 8th car. And then we got a battle for 4th. Dorian Facepuncher wants to spot over Sky Commons. As I continue to look throughout the field to keep an eye on things, make sure no crashes are happening throughout this part of the racetrack. Going to go through one by one on each car, because this part of the track, the S, is sometimes where some bad wrecks can occur. And it looks like we're okay for now. Back up at the front, it is still Zach Rogers. Wait a minute, I thought I saw a car on pit road with Washer, or that just might have just been Washer. I don't know, I might be seeing things. Yeah, it's just Washer. But anyways, Zach Rogers still pulling away up at the front. Major failure on my part. Things have started to kind of simmer down. Whoa, Daniel Gilbert! Whoa, he about got that wall, and that could have been brutal. Close call for the 33 of Daniel Gilbert, who's now trying to just find his way around the track right now to get that scary thought out of his head that he almost had a bad wreck. And now Chris Washer has put his car over the wall as we're halfway through here at Sonoma, and Zach Rogers is going to get the most laps led bonus points. But Matt McIntyre is still within reach of the 9. He's just got to hope that the 9 makes a couple big mistakes, and the 8 could be right up to his back bumper here momentarily. As meanwhile, the battle for 4th continues with Facepuncher and Commons. Facepuncher is just trying to mess with the 40 and get him to make a mistake so he can go on by. But nothing seems to be working right now. Tim Walsh about had a similar fate to Daniel Gilbert, almost getting that wall. Better keep an eye on this with Tanner Sullivan, Dylan Poteet. Whoa, some contact was made right there. But they managed to keep it together. Rogers led that lap, but Matt McIntyre definitely gained a lot on the 9, so we could have a lead change here soon if the 8 continues to reel in the 9 like he has been doing. But again, it's all a matter of shifting and hitting the brakes and getting back in the throttle really well and not overdriving the corners or underdriving the corners, and you'd be okay. Matt McIntyre's still working on the 9, but now it looks like the 9's going to pull away a little bit. Side by side between a couple go-or-go-home drivers, Bob Jones and William Duncan. William Duncan, this is only his 3rd start this season. Racing pretty well, those two are. Looking around the field, keep an eye on if any wrecks would occur. Zach Rogers continues to lead and pulls away from the 8 once again, as it's less than 3 laps to go here at Sonoma. And how big would this be for Zach Rogers to win this race and manage to jump up a lot of spots in the point standings in order to get closer to that 30th spot in the standings to get locked into a race, and potentially, if he were to win, to get a wild card spot for the chase. And remember, after this week, we've got 2 races left until we get to All-Star break at Dragonhead, and that will be quite entertaining to watch. Zach Rogers going through the apex, the paperclip. Oh, we got a car on pit road. Henry Sanford. I'm not sure if he was involved in anything or what. Or he came down to pit road for gas. Oh, and he comes back up and collects Angel Navarro. And Navarro goes right into an opening. What in the world happened to the 24? We're going to have to show you on the lower right of your screen what happened to the 24 and then what went down with the 19 right there, because that was a pretty hard hit for the 19 of Navarro. And there is Navarro, slow, really slow as a result. As Zach Rogers still leading the way as we're getting ready to come into the apex in the paperclip part of the track to take the white flag. But man, that was bizarre. The 24 was all of a sudden on pit road coming out and collected the 19 of Angel Navarro, and that was a pretty bad wreck as the white flag is displayed for Zach Rogers. Rogers still leading as Navarro's pulling into pit road. But yeah, that was a bizarre turn of events right there for the 19 and the 24. And there is Navarro. Let's see if he's going to be able to get, if he's going to get into his pit box and then put the car over the wall. And his pit box is right in front of the start-finish line. And it looks like he's going to at least stay on track as we're now coming out of the paperclip. Coming to the checkered flag. Zach Rogers wins the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma. Domination by the 9 team out of Bulldog Motorsports. Zach Rogers gets his 2nd career win in this series, and he gets it here on the road course of Sonoma. Well, let's look at the rest of the results. Matt McIntyre, solid performance in the 2nd spot, so he's going to probably jump into the top 10 in points for sure. Sean Galligan gets a much-needed good run in 3rd, and I believe for Galligan, that is his first top 5/top 10 finish of the season, so that's really good for him. Sky Commons, great run in the 4th spot. Dorian Facepuncher comes away with a solid 5th place run. Austin Mongold, solid 6th place finish. Seth Cole with a great run in 7th. Great run for Austin LaPlante in 8th. Trent Dunham with a solid 9th place run. And David Rivera comes out with a great run in 10th. Rest of the top 20 is Dylan Young, Caleb Farrell, Stephanie Naylor, Michael Norman, Daniel Gilbert, Jesse Setti, Pichu London, Charles Sanford, Johnny Gardner, John Cittadino. Rest of the top 30 was Jonathan Zorline, Kyle Matthews, Joshua Collard, Carson Gum, Nick Alton, Preston Plord, DJ Curtis, Dylan Thoreau, Tanner Sullivan, Dylan Poteet. Rest of the cars that finished the race on the lead lap were James McLeod, Bob Jones, William Duncan, JT Bryant, Tim Walsh, Katie Cochran, PJ Williams, Anthony McCurry. The next two were on pit road at the end, Henry Sanford and Angel Navarro, Angel Navarro, then Henry Sanford. And then 2 cars that were out of the race were Chris Washer and Blaine Keys. With that said, thank you guys for watching the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma. Next week, we go to another short track. We go to Superdome Raceway for the for the Aflac 400, and that should be quite an interesting race. But until then, here are your results and rookie points and regular points heading into Superdome. And this is Levi McIntyre signing off.